I am so privileged to be here on the campus of R.M. Bailey. You know, when I met Delvano McIntosh, he boastfully said R.M. Bailey is the biggest public private school there is. And he is winning me over. I can see what he means. I love the way this campus has been transformed, how the campus is just a breath of fresh air, really. And you students are leading the way in making that happen. I understand you are performing exceptionally academically and in so many other ways, and that's very, very evident here this morning. And so it's really my privilege to be here. I was asked to speak on Level Up. Now, I'm not going to break out on a dance here. You know, Sierra had that little sort of dance level up challenge going on. No, I have no rhythm, so I will just stay on this side here. But simply put, level up means to improve your current situation in a way that feels like a powerful shift. And I will tell you this, students, I'm sure you've experienced this, and of course you out there as well, and around me. You've experienced this throughout your school career, but the adults around you, the parents, the teachers, the staff, we know that we have had to level up several times, just this week alone. Leveling up will require and call for you to do it throughout your life, not just here on this campus, throughout your life. I remember in 2014, I left ZNS. I was made an offer to start a talk show at Guardian Radio, me, a reporter. Now you may figure that's not a stretch for me because after all, I worked in television and radio for 14 years at ZNS at the time. But it's quite different. You have to really show yourself and be something and kind of have a personality to pull people in to have a talk show. And so I went to Guardian Radio. The first day I trembled, like I tell you, I trembled. The first month I trembled. I just tried to push my way through and make this happen. And the scariest thing is, students, the scariest thing is someone said they just figured they need to inform me what people are saying and thinking. So this lady that I don't know decided she would send me a thread. And the thread showed people saying, man, this girl, she need to go back to being a reporter. She ain't no talk shows. In fact, Chrissy, who comes before her, Guardian Radio at the time, Chrissy Love, who comes on before her, Chrissy needs to teach her one or two things, because she ain't really, it ain't happening. Let me tell you, students, that could have done it for me. That could have done it for me. In fact, just for a moment, I was like, wow, boy, maybe they're right. I don't know what to do. I can't become Chrissy. I'm Shenique. I can't become the next person. I'm Shenique. I wrote this vision down more than 11 years ago that I wanted to be a talk show host, even as a young reporter. What am I going to do? Guess what I did? What I'm telling you all this morning. I leveled up. I went unafraid and I started exploring, what is the conversation with Shenique.miller going to be? What is it going to sound like? What is it going to look like? What am I going to do with it? I said, wait a minute, didn't you forget the fact that Guardian made this offer to you? You had it within yourself and you wrote it down more than 11 years ago. What did you write down? That you wanted to propel people to live their best lives, to dream, to work for it, to understand that if you put the effort in, it is possible. To understand, as the gentleman said, that even though you have schooled in a public school in the ghetto, you can rise to great heights anywhere in this world and anything is possible. And so I started leveling up. I started researching. I started watching. I started being mentored by Oprah from YouTube. I started looking at people who did it. People who did what it is I aspired to do. I did the reporting thing. I did the anchoring thing. I was supervisor. I was producer. I was talk show host and special events for ZNS, but never a daily talk show host. And so this is what I did. And I changed my thought, first of all. That is what it starts with. I changed my thoughts. I stopped trying to say, wow, okay, Chrissy sounds like this, maybe I should sound that way. Or Carlton sounds this way, maybe I should sound that way. Or the next one and the next one. I just developed my own voice. And so I changed my thoughts. I then changed my mindset about what it is I wanted, not what somebody else was going to put on me, and not what they wanted me to do when Shenique, this is what we want. No, They gave it to me in my hands. Go and make it happen. So a mindset shift is what happened, and that is what I did. And I imagine students, particularly those who are being installed today, you had to, at some point in your career here at R.M. Bailey, have a mindset change, yes? You decided, I am not going to be the average. What I'm going to do before I graduate this institution is I am going to be a student leader. I am going to make a difference. I am going to be remembered. This is what I decided that I would do, and this is what I did. Then I took brave action, brave. The action so brave that sometimes I shock myself and certain things I talk about. But I talk about them because it gets people talking. It's changing lives. It's causing people to develop a new way of thinking, a new way of feeling and being, a new way of doing, a new way of being a Bahamian. We are no longer confined to this little box that we call the Bahamas. The world is ours, and so this is what I tapped into. This is how I leveled up, and now I'm speaking to you this morning. Start with, and this is also for the parents and the adults and the teachers and support staff here, and of course the general student body. Start with some questions. For example, what is it going to cause you to level up right now? Develop some wonderful habits, daily or weekly. What you do daily? Get yourself a journal. You see, it don't have to be expensive. It's just a little notepad, very small, dollar something. I just decided I would write. This is just one of them. Get yourself a notepad, get yourself a journal, and begin writing your dreams, your vision, one by one. It's very important. Review that weekly. Review it weekly. Whether it is to get better grades, whether it is to the students in front of me, perhaps to be sitting here next year. Whatever it is, adults in the room, whatever it is, once you begin to put pen to paper, clearly define what that vision and that goal is, you begin to work towards it. It begins to not be as scary a thought, as big as a job. It becomes possible because you begin to see it every day. You begin to remind yourself of it, and when you begin to rehearse that thing in here and out of your mouth and see it every day, it somehow just begins to be more believable, and you begin to do it. Write down your immediate, your medium, and your long-term goals. And when you master this, once you have mastered this, on this level, it sets the tone for the rest of your life. I love what the gentleman said who was moderating this morning. He said, listen, here on the campus of R.M. Bailey, he is a teacher for 25 years. He said, understand, this here's the rehearsal grounds. You don't have to have the regrets that many adults around you have who have been afraid to level up, who have been afraid to take the step, who have been afraid to offend somebody. Do it now on this campus as you wear this uniform that stands out from the rest of the student population. Understand what is called and asked and being asked of you and what is demanded of you. You will have to check a friend. And if the friend give you attitude and have issues with you, that's not a friend. You are not here to make friends. You are here to be sort of the teachers and the principals and the senior support staff, their eyes. And when you do that, that kind of discipline, that work ethic, that zeal to be the best in this uniform will go with you for the rest of your life, throughout the rest of your life. And so, how do we begin to manage ways and take advantage of ways to level up in the game of life? Wonderful, wonderful attributes that follow you throughout the rest of your life. And again, it's not just for the students here. It's also for us, everyday adults. Because what happens is we continue to grow. We continue, as I said, I have leveled up just recently. And I will get to that a little bit later. I've also leveled up just this year in taking certification courses. Leveling up doesn't stop once you figure you're holding a mic and speaking in front of a student body. Leveling up is a continuous journey. And so what I am doing now, instead of, I wanted to do a master's degree, wasn't quite able to do that. And so I decided to build on my bachelor's degree along with my experiences and go and become certified in several areas. That is what I am presently doing. Leveling up will